Hey people, this is Starslop trademark review, Todd edition trademark. Of course, another Todd edition. Didn't he put the same title in the Fallout 4 review? I don't know. This was channel SsethTzeentach. Seth made a Starfield video. Yeah, finally something that I can be interested in, at least. Yeah, so I don't know what to say about Starfield, right? Starfield, in some areas, I guess one of the core areas, it's still a Bethesda game, right? Certain storylines, certain thing you would expect that no other developer can probably make like that because they're not going to think that way. So it's like you'll feel a Bethesda in it. Some of the things like you hoped they would be there, it's not, and it's just like just enough disappointment to feel like what the fuck, something like that. I don't know. But at the same time, it's a good game. It's a Bethesda game, right? I highly doubt there can be ever a single player Bethesda game that's going to be bad. Where it matters actually, right? To at least Bethesda fans, let's just say. So it's never going to be a bad game, right? But I don't know, like flying thing kind of like annoyed me. Because you like make this kind of a like a, just like how you made settlements, you make this ship. And you'd hope that at least they can get like a solar system sandbox, right? I get it, interstellar travel that you can do, grav drive, great. But at least solar system thing like from planet to planet, it's not that hard to do. Your SSD is a 100 plus GB game. And it's like mostly empty space between planets. It can't take that much space to do it. Only thing I can think is that crappy engine is just there's limitation there. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, and I hope that maybe somebody can figure out and do a mod about it, right? But right now, like if I make a ship, right? And I said it before, like Black Flag type of thing, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you just go from place to place, like in this way, like you go through ship, you have battles. I hope there will be something like that, but no, it's not. It's just like you're stuck in this kind of like a box around a planet. You can't go past. I literally spent first 10 minutes trying to fly to a planet. That's how mission starts. Try to fly to a planet before I realize I'm not making any fucking progress. First, I'm like, holy shit, did they get realism right or something? Why is it taking me so long to even have the planet come close to me before I turn around and realize, what the fuck, I'm stuck here? So that's the one thing I really like get annoyed by it. Like you're gonna put so much emphasis on shape and things, but fine, I got past that pretty fast. Then there was some stories, right? I'm pretty sure there was like a one thing that was in my mind before even playing game. Like I hope they make mentions of like our current world, pre-world type of thing, right? They show the Mars rovers in trailer. So I was hoping like, what if there was someone that went to interstellar travel without any like grav drive or warp technology of any kind, and they basically arrive very late when we already have, there's a fucking story like that. There's an actual ship that arrives because they didn't have grav drive when they got away or some shit like that, right? I'm pretty sure I've finished the quest or whatever that is. I'm still in the half of that. Life got in the way, I didn't play, but yeah, it's like things like that is so good. So where it matters, Bethesda is great, right? Things you can do, when with a ship battle, you can actually like board them and all that crap. The game is great, but some small thing here and there, it's just annoying enough, right? So I don't know. But then again, like Fallout, Elder Scrolls are really different game than a space game would be. So I don't know. We go with the hope of like something similar experience as that. But of course we're going to be somewhat disappointed by it. But no, let's just say I'm not as disappointed as I could have been, or I was worrying about being. I wasn't that disappointed. So yeah, let's go this one.
Hey, Star Sisters, Seth here. Let me tell you a vision of a future. In the future, white boys can finally jump with the help of a booster pack and, of course, low gravity. Humanity has spread across the stars in their multitudes of diverse races and cultures. The Redguard, the Sons of Yakub, Hispanics, honorary Aryans, and the Fingolian Chindonesians now populate the vast expanse of space. Naturally, we never did find a solution for automation. So in the future, the only career paths are space pirate with a voice filter, or religious extremist. Parents send children away with teary eyes, knowing full well their offspring will grow up to become murderous bandits before putting on their own helmets and shooting up the 7-Eleven. And the PS5 still has no games. That vision is already here, Star Sisters, because the best game ever made, no, the best game that will ever be made is already out, and there's no competition. Baldur's Gate? More like 3 hour unskippable gay sex scene. Starfield, a masterpiece where I can live out my fantasy. of being a Bangladeshi man with A10 eyes. Starfield wins Game of the Year
There is no sarcasm here. That's all true. I don't know why people compare this to Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, that's like, it's different game by a lot. I don't know.
for their food models alone. Just look at the grease on that sausage. That's the difference ray tracing makes in a game like this, which runs buttery smooth on my 4090, pushing a blazing...
But there's a ray tracing? How is that a ray tracing? I'm pretty sure there's no ray tracing in this game, right? I'm pretty sure there's no ray tracing. Did I miss something?
fast, 17 frames a second. I'm quite fine with this since, according to the science,
very
the
CPU
human
heavy,
eye
this
can
game.
only see 24 frames a second. Sometimes my saves get corrupted and I lose progress, but in my deep unhappiness, I
happen to me,
realize
thank God.
I get to have those unforgettable experiences all over again. We
There
must
you go,
imagine
classic
that we
Bethesda.
are Sisyphus, pushing the boulder forever uphill. For in the struggle,
What
we
the fuck
find
is this?
meaning. Ask not what Todd Howard can do for you, but instead what you can do for Todd Howard. A good game has memorable characters, but an amazing game is one where you don't remember a single person at all. Starfield
Yeah.
is to role-playing.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you really compare like Oblivion, Skyrim and shit like that, right? Fallout, even Fallout games. I don't know, like some things, obviously, like I said, Bethesda thing is still there, but some memorable shit that was like, oh, this is so good for Bethesda games, were lacking here somewhat. Like, you know, good characters. Maybe I'm aging or something, but none of the characters I feel like any, like, who gives a shit, you know? I don't know.
What dementia is to the elderly. And now, for a word from our sponsor, the flesh is weak. I crave the strength and the two. Put up another one. Have fun wrangling the packaging, flattening it out, finding the right size poster frame, and of course, mounting the damn thing. Say goodbye to the hassle with Displate. All you have to do is open it up, stick on the magnets, and oh hey, we're done. Displate has a vast array of high-quality official art to choose from, and they're always expanding their collection. Check out my top picks. We've got Dark Souls, Mortal Kombat, Sonic, and of course, Skyrim, and Skyrim. In Todd,
Yep.
we trust.
All our
And if you're not a
Skyrims.
gamer, that's fine too. Displate has posters for every passion. Cars, ducks, Elon Musk. You want it? They've got it. Just think, you could have any one of these at your door in less than a week, and on your wall in less than a minute. Just visit displate.com/SsethTzeentach or use code Seth for up to 40% off on all designs. Personally, you'll never see me with a paper poster ever again. I'm filing for divorce, taking the kids, and using Displate for all my future wall decorating needs. The strongest skill in this game, following tradition, is persuasion, which lets you walk away from the last fight by
Yes.
saying, what if we don't? This system works by string.
I'm not gonna lie, some of the dialogue shit does not hold up. It just is hilarious, right? I think they could have done a better job at this. Look, I get it, like when there were 30, right, 30, 40 people making something like Morrowind or Oblivion, Fallout 3 even, made sense, but now they're like big enough studio. I thought like, some of the dialogues, like, it just feels weird, right? When you try to persuade, like some of the things they would say, and they're like, you know, you persuaded, and you're like, oh, I'm persuaded, just because it says I'm persuaded. Dialogue doesn't even make sense anymore, man.
Random sentences together with a cadence of a crackhead until the recipient gets visibly uncomfortable and leaves. Something that Highfleet would shamelessly steal. The true purpose of persuasion, however, is to gaslight companions. Sarah is strongly opposed to the harm of innocent people. So, appropriately, in the style of a cartel execution, I ventilate someone's cranium. She screams at me.
What the hell is the matter with you?
I persuade her that I'm sorry and I'm going to do better.
I'm not sure there's anything you can say at this point.
As strange as that sounds,
See what the fuck I'm talking about? I'm sorry, you can't say anything that would persuade me. I suppose that's possible. Like, what the fuck you are about? They just said, come
I
on.
suppose that's possible.
Look, I realize things out here can be rough. So I'm
I
going
would like to
let
murder
this go
someone. That's understandable.
for now.
And then I do it again.
I accept who you are. I'm just not sure I can travel with you on this path
You
you've
accept?
chosen.
Okay.
This is, single-handedly, the most entertaining thing in this game.
Just try to be more careful in the future. Otherwise, you'll find yourself traveling alone. I am not going to help you murder you and I.
The
That's
second
comical.
most entertaining thing in this game is joining the pirate faction as a double agent.
I accept who you are. You're a murderous bastard. I accept it. I'm pretty sure in the previous games, right? If I can't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure, like, so if you go past the line, they even try to kill you. Not that I accept this and that. Let's talk about it.
agent, and in the process, becoming a triple agent. I have chosen to join the war on terror. On the side of terror, I can play entire missions without shooting a single shot, because guess what? Half the entire game is now friendly to me. I watch caravans get lit up with the same interest as a youth in the projects witnessing a drive-by. The streets give, and the streets take. Story. I've had paranoid hallucinations with more coherence than the plot of this game. Spoiler.
That happens
Skyrim
with previous
in
game
space,
as well.
You
That's
must
just
become
shitty, man, whenever it
Starborn
happens.
to use the magical Fus Ro Da to kill Parthenax, who in this case is other Starborn from other universes that you must defeat to go to another universe and start New Game Plus. Multiverse theory is appealing to fans.
Look, man, whenever you go to some kind of empty planet with no atmosphere and you see just, open space and you have battles there, that alone makes me feel like, oh, that's worth it. I don't know. Like, people have really varying opinions. Like I said, like, there are bad and good things, but enough things makes this, like, Bethesda game enough that I would play it for a long time. And I'm probably going to play this game even next year or year after. This is going to be one of those games that you just play. Bethesda games, right? Some things, it's not always tangible to explain, like, how am I going to put this onto paper as a pros? You can. It's Bethesda game. It's good, man. Even people who criticize it's probably going to play that more than any other game.
Of Rick and Morty, because it implies the existence of a dimension where you haven't been molested. There's copium online that there's differences between universes and no run is the same. Yes, one place in the game changes. The emissary is always whoever dies in your current run, and there's a universe.
It's awesome. Oh, let me pretend
one
here.
place in the game changes. The emissary
That bug is insane. Oh, the camera's on. Oh, let me pretend here. Let me get in position. Oh, don't die.
is always whoever dies in your current run, and there's a universe where Sarah is a potted plant. Objectively, this is the best universe because she doesn't talk. Yet, I heard some people even romanced this creature. If you find such dialogue captivating, I recommend intimacy with a drywall. My favorite part of the story was
man.
attending
She
a
has
funeral,
close to
only
no
to
charisma.
interrupt it by starting a firefight. Almost everyone involved is an essential NPC.
Who was the, like, Skyrim companion? The vampire. Holy shit, I forgot the name. It has been that long, right? Like, game is, 12 years old now? But yeah, how good that was, right? Like, maybe I'm like glorifying it or just remember it that way, but that was a really good companion with every, situation things. You'd want to use that companion everywhere, right? And from there to like Sarah, what the fuck is this? Like, how can you go in reverse? Did the people quit the Bethesda game studio and like newer people just not good or something? Did they lose developers in this past 10, 12 years, like key developers? Because how you go from 30, 40 staff to whatever, like they have like 300 plus or whatever, with 3 different studios, if I remember correctly, and have this kind of like, what the fuck? It's like you're losing your creativity or something. The more bigger you get, the more generic you make things.
So the shootout will never end. Question: when we have an infinite amount of universes, that means we have no consequences. Anything we do
By
can
the
be
way,
undone
animations, what the
by
fuck? Can't
walking
even
through
skip
a
it.
portal. So why can't we kill essential NPCs? Why even have a setting if you're not going to make use of it? This aggravates me to no end because everyone I want to shoot is a higher entity made of light.
Wait for mods, man, I
there's
guess.
a side quest where a 200-year-old ship from Earth, developed before the invention of a grav drive, has reached the planet resort
There
of
you go.
Paradiso. You negotiate on their behalf and are given
There you go.
3 options. 1. Send every colonist to work as an indentured slave for the corporation. 2. Pay out of pocket for a grav drive and send them to bother someone else. Or 3. Eliminate the last practicing Jew in the universe. I'm not making this up. There's a colonist on board who's preserved Hebrew rabbinical teachings. And the third option is the corporation asking you to destroy the ship. What the Austrian painter started, Todd will finish.
If he's last of his religion, then he must suck really badly. Because one thing about religion is it can spread really fast. How are you last of it? Like, if you're a good preacher, like, your religion would at least spread with double-digit number at least. How are you just one?
What is this quest design? You present me with 3 terrible options, and my immediate response is to shoot up the board of directors. But I can't, because I'm not allowed to, because the talent in this company has dried up and left a long time ago. But it doesn't matter, because Bethesda spits out a game every few years for their target audience. Dads. I get it. You have 2 kids, you're in your mid-30s, and you have time for exactly 3 games a year. I don't judge. We're all busy. But this game is immune to criticism because the people you're arguing with don't have that much time or investment. They see a crater, they soy pog, and then they leave. That's why if somebody defends this game...
Excellent find. No markers on the map. No clues. I love this game. I mean, come on, man. This is one of the Bethesda thing, right? No markers, just putting that shit there. Probably 99% won't find it. That's the whole Bethesda MO at this point. Like, it's not just about being, specific audience. That's like all of the audience they have, right? Their games get sold like multi-millions every time it's out, right? Starfield did. I'm pretty sure it did well, like for Xbox. And you have to realize that this is just Xbox game right now. They didn't release on PlayStation. If they did in the previous times, it would be like massive seller, just like Fallout 4. This is, I get it. Like Seth is kind of like, in jokingly way of saying this, but this is one of the things that make Bethesda games.
See a crater, they soy pog, and then they leave. That's why if somebody defends this game, don't give them a hard time. They have it hard enough already, between beating their spouse and their children, and they still say, man can't multitask. Gameplay. This game features challenging and intriguing puzzles such as fit the shape into the shaped hole, and replace the battery. Considering the majority of Xbox players have never replaced a smoke alarm, this is a novel concept, as it requires higher abstraction to deduce that the ubiquitous chirp in the hallway is in some way quantum connected to the set of Duracell batteries you hold in your hand. Clearly, I didn't pay enough attention during character creation, as once I finished the game, I was very surprised to hear my character's voice.
You made it. I hope you're enjoying the view.
Not like I missed anything. All the perks are garbage. Wanted is one of 2 perks that actually does anything, because you get bounty hunters chasing you.
I mean, it does feel like with the perks thing that tried. The problem with this, the only way I can summarize it, like Bethesda's trying to reach broader audience, so it makes it like less and less, and it's just like generic in the middle way. Generic is the only word I can think of, because I'm pretty sure they could have made it like more stronger than this. I'm pretty sure, like, let's just say if Obsidian was involved with this, it would have been much stronger, right? I don't know.
The other being kid
Perks and
stuff,
shit, just
which
like,
gives
yeah.
Americans the experience of 2 loving parents that aren't divorced. For the nation holding the world record in broken homes, a stable family is science fiction. I spent a bunch of time modding guns, only to find out that guns don't scale whatsoever. Attachments on lower level weapons are a waste of time. Let me tell you how you're actually supposed to do it. You fly.
Okay, maybe I don't put enough time in this game or something, but guns is the one thing, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to feel like. Bethesda game usually, as soon as wherever there's weapons involved, whether it's Skyrim, Fallout, weapon is the one thing that I'll like really put effort into it. Skyrim is like, pretty sure very early on, I'm like, how to make the best weapon, best armor, just wasting time in doing that. Before I realized that I was really high tier weapons and things. Same with Fallout. As soon as I find some, like muskets and shit and whatever, try to level up as fast as I can to make the best weapon and armor and shit. In this one, I was just like, okay, I don't know what to think. First of all, it just, I was dumbfounded most of the time with the guns. Like, how is it work? How am I supposed to do it? It's just, I don't know. Guns didn't do it for me in this game. I don't know.
Fly into a level 75 zone, but instead of being insta-killed, you cast Creator's Piece, which makes enemies drop their guns. You bring them back, tweak them on a workbench, and now you no longer have to complain about bullet sponges. Personally, I enjoyed shipbuilding. Yes, I'm aware of a hollow ship exploit, but I didn't really need it, because all I ever do is one-shot the engine with electromagnetic and board their ship, after which I disarm them with Creator's Piece and individually fistfight the entire crew. It's really fun, and if I cast Parallel Self, I can roleplay as if we're having a civil dispute at the Bangladeshi border. I found out companions don't use ammunition, which is convenient because for some reason this game lets you craft everything except ammunition, some of which is highly specific and not sold by most vendors. In contrast, crafting ingredients are sold by the dozen, trivializing their collection and destroying any incentive you had.
One thing Bethesda good at is like not caring about resources of any kind. You can just have abundance of things if you're doing it right? The whole thing about Bethesda games is you can be a godlike as you want. That's how it usually goes. Then you actually make something harder just so it can feel harder. It's just like, it's not your thing, man. And even if you try to do it, you're not going to do it right. So, why bother? And I'm pretty sure lots of mods will solve all this shit in a year or so. A year after this game is going to be even insanely good. I can visualize this now.
To find them yourself. So, I thought it would be interesting to try make my outposts self-sufficient, using only the resources I could find. It took me 2 full days before I found a planetary source of sealant. For reference, this is a common organic ingredient necessary for most structures. And where did I find it? Middle of nowhere on a toxic bio, meaning I needed to reach the bottom of a science tree and have free tiers into planetary habitation before I could make planetary habitation. So, in case you're ever tempted to do what I did, don't. I remember once I saw a live...
I mean, look, man, Fallout 4 had the same shit. It was like desk fence, if I remember correctly. Go through the half of the fucking map, just so you don't have enough screws, so you have to take a desk fan because that's the best thing. You can get like 3 or so screws, like, or something, right? I'm pretty sure there's like office desk or some another version that has like 5 screws. I don't know, but it was same shit with Fallout, right? You also want to make like big ass water purifiers that produce a lot of water. You have to reach that tier and shit. So kind of see that, like, yeah.
Live leaks video of some Chinese farmers throwing pigs into an open pit and setting them on fire with kerosene. Starfield allows you to
What?
not only recreate this video, but use it for infinite experience. What I did was set up several alien breeding facilities and boxed them in. Then I built a macro script to throw incendiary grenades at set intervals, firebombing all the cows, waiting for them to respawn, only to firebomb them again. I can leave my desk and come back several levels higher. Generally, however, Outpost development is a hellish experience, and that's because the game has no system to track how much you need and what you need. Your best bet for memorizing a recipe is using pen and paper. The alternative to that is jumping across load screens, walking to the vendor, buying what you assume is enough, returning to the outpost, only to find out you're missing like 2 adhesive and
Same
need to
thing
go all
with
the
the
way
Fallout
back.
4,
This
man.
game is an exercise in how many load screens can you tolerate before choosing to end it all. No wonder nobody ever got that Steam refund. We spent 2 whole hours docking and undocking.
Yeah,
There's
man.
a lot of these transitional animations, and it's not that they're painfully goddamn slow, it's that I can't skip them. I understand that this is a
Look, man, a lot of Bethesda fans, let's just say, like Morrowind just because it doesn't have a fast travel, among other things. But a lot of things is also fast travel. So the point is, like, when you want to play Bethesda games to as open world game, you better have time, right? If you're like, I'm in hurry, I want to skip shit, it's not going to be good for you. So I can understand that in that point, but at the same time, being busy as I am, like, sometimes, like, what the fuck? And I remember thinking, like, I have only like an hour or something, I'm not gonna play Starfield, because even hour is not enough. What the fuck am I gonna do in an hour? Some cutscene here and there, some other bullshit, and before I know, hour's over. Right? So, yeah, Starfield is one thing, like, I wanted to play, like, whole game for a long time. I tried to do that for multiple days, but yeah, life gets in the way. So some of the things, like, you know, cutscene things, they should have done it right. I don't know.
small indie company, and maybe resources are stretched thin between the award-winning dialogue and the NPCs that hit you with that fluoride stare. But when the solution is so simple and obvious, you
Yeah.
can't help but ask,
How hard
what's
is to
going on
skip?
at Bethesda? Despite having no access to the construction set, the modding community has managed to fix many of the issues. However, even if they do release the toolset 6 months down the line, I don't really trust this company to not screw me over. Remember, the only reason we don't have paid mods is because of pushback. Believe me, they'll try again.
What do you... Isn't there already, like, Creation Club is already on, isn't it? They closed it or something? And they're, like, I don't know, they are going to make paid mods for, you know, Starfield, right? I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same Creation Club thing that they did with other games.
The only potential redemption of this game is the release of a full construction set, because the only way the fans could save this game is to wipe it clean and make something else. Look, I figured it out. I know
Damn.
why I'm so angry.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at the game. It's not even that bad.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not,
angry
man.
because I paid $100 for it. The king of a chess club has done it.
Wait a minute, how much have I paid? Wait a minute. Did I pay 100? I'm pretty sure I got, like, you know, that early access one, so maybe I paid the 100 as well, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did. So yeah, so
Again,
yeah, I guess.
each time I tell myself, no, not this time. But I already know Todd's gonna tell me
Yeah.
lies, tell me sweet little lies. And each time, I listen. I understand I've said some
Wait a minute, are there lies in this one? Did he say there was like a lie or something in this one? I don't know. Like some of the things, like, I don't know. He said like 1,000 planets, then he also clarified like not all those planets are going to be like something, like it's just there.
polarizing things, but in truth, I just needed a video because I signed a lot of contracts while drunk. So don't take anything I say seriously. It's all bait. But what if it isn't? What if it's actually...
I like how even Seth has to say that because he knows a lot of his audience probably likes Starfield. So he doesn't want to, even Seth doesn't want to anger his own audience. What the fuck?
my unfiltered dogshit opinion. As always, more content to come because I'm legally obligated. A warm thanks to the many
yeah.
members of a Merchants Guild
Merchant
generously
Guild will kill
funding
him.
and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a
There you go. Yup, there we go, people. Starslop. I like the game. Yeah, it's good. Some part of me thinks that if I played this game 10 years ago, I don't know, I would have liked it even more because I had more time. I don't know, man. It's not that I'm that busy. I don't have like, I don't do like 8-9 hour. How long people do jobs or whatever. I don't know, 6-8 hours jobs. I don't have that, but still, even then, I don't have much time. You know. Alright, people, that was Starslop review. Todd Edison, my channel, SsethTzeentach. I like the game. I like the Starfield. Right? I can't allocate time when I want to. Right? But sometimes I just feel like, yeah, let's just not. But at the same time, when I do play it, it's like 4 or 5 hours gone. And this game is fun. I don't know. If you compare this, like, it's like, comparing apple with oranges type of shit. You can't compare this with Fallout and Skyrim. It's different. It's not an Elder Scrolls. It's not a Fallout. It's a different game. So it's gonna feel different. But still have hope, like when they release Elder Scrolls, it will be a fucking Elder Scrolls. Because every game, they have different goals of how to approach this. You can feel that, like what they intended to do. With all the mission, all the things they made. There are clear things that just makes you like, what the fuck? But then you really think about, like, this is not Elder Scrolls. This is like space game. It's different. So I don't know. I like the game. The more I play it, the more I like it. I'm pretty sure after mods, it's going to be one of the best games of all time. Because some of the things, like I said, like on an empty planet, having a battle with entire like galaxy, seeing in the sky, even though it's not ray traced, I'm pretty sure, game looks good enough, right? Especially for Bethesda one, right? With the Bethesda engine, Bethesda style maps and world, and looking like that, it's like insanely good. I don't know. I'm one of those people who like this game. I don't know how many people hate this, because I don't basically go to all the different Reddit and shit to see how many people hate it or not. But I like it. I don't know. I don't know if this game received that much hate or not, but yeah. Alright, well, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.